It is June 18th. It has been a pretty fun week around here at Totally Guitars. First thing, that was today's mystery song. Not much of a mystery. Should be really easy for you guys to figure that one out. It's been really fun doing all these videos, thinking about, again, experimenting with songs I'm thinking about. That is clearly one of them for a lot of reasons. This week I was working on that with one of my students who is playing at a wedding next week. So we had to kind of cram. But anyway, let me know if you figured out the mystery song and whether we should do a lesson on it. And this week we have a lot of quick personal things to get through. Of course, yesterday, June 17th, was Matt's birthday. And I hope you guys have all figured out that we would not be here right now, at least in this part. We might all still be alive, but we wouldn't be enjoying Totally Guitars the way I am, and I think most of you are, so without Matt. So big thanks going out to you, buddy. Really appreciate it. So speaking of birthdays, we are in the middle of Hogan holiday season. In a 10-week span, my immediate family of 9 people, there are 6 birthdays, and they're all on the same day of the week. So you have probably seen me give best wishes to my sister, my nephew, my mom, my wife. We're up to number 5. Today is Rebecca's birthday. She happens to share this birthday with a very famous Beatle, so happy birthday, Paul, as well too. But really send out my best to my daughter Rebecca. And next week ends Hogan birthday season with my niece Allie. So again on Friday. So it's a pretty strange set of weeks that they're all fall on the same day of the week. But the big news around here, what's been going on? We have had some new songs. Of course, been getting into the strumming thing, and I hope you guys are liking this, taking the strumming a little bit further. We're talking about some percussive strumming, some focus strumming. Oh, percussive is still coming, so shh, don't let that cat out of the bag if it hasn't. But anyway, it was really good, really fun to put together those lessons. So if you're again, if you haven't seen the Strumming Volume 2, expanding on the basics, be sure to check that out, part of the Rhythm Guitarist series that we've got rolling here. And then a couple of really neat tunes. Now, I didn't do that in the lesson because I chose to do House of Poo Corner as kind of a campfire song. Now, I might take that a little bit further somewhere down the line and go into the picking. It's not very difficult, so you gotta let me know if you think that you need more specific information on how Kenny Loggins did House of Poo Corner from, of course, their first album, Sittin' In with Jim Messina. And the other song, this was pulled this one out of the hat, and I hope you guys have had a chance to check it out, because when you first heard this, might have had a little piece of recognition of it, but maybe not, again, because it showed up on the 3rd Doobie Brothers album, The Captain and Me, not with the title that I've used for it. It was called Busted Down Around O'Connelly Corners, and that was something that Pat Simmons redid from another student of the guy we all took lessons from. So again, if you haven't had a chance to check out The Ivory Salamander, written by a guy named Jim Page. Back then he was going by a different name, but I'll explain. Well, in the video, in the lesson, that's all talked about. So be sure to check out the Ivory Salamander. It's a nice little finger-picking piece, fairly short, and the Doobie Brothers sandwiched it in between things like Long Train Runnin' and China Grove, and listen to the mute. No, wrong album. Toulouse Street. Just checking, seeing if anybody's paying attention. So anyway, nice little intermediate finger-picking song, fairly short. All you got to really be able to do is keep a steady bass note going and a steady alternating bass, and then do some hammer-ons and pull-offs and little things with your left hand. So that's what was kind of happening in the Ivory Salamander. So, and the last big piece of news, I think, for this week is we are doing a live show tomorrow, Saturday, June 19th, 3 o'clock here in California. We'll be on for about an hour. I've seen a lot of great questions come in. Well, I've heard rumors that there are great questions in there. Matt's in charge of that for me, so he's and you know what? I think a lot of times it's better to to be unprepared with the answers for these than thinking about them too much in advance, because then you really get an honest answer rather than a contrived answer. So anyway, June 19th, 3 o'clock in California. That would be 6 o'clock on the East Coast. That would be, what, 11 o'clock in the UK, midnight on the continent over there. And for our folks over in Australia and New Zealand, finally we should be at a reasonable time, not 5 o'clock in the morning for most of you, except if you happen to be on the west coast of Australia, it could be a tough time. So I don't know that we have anybody out in Perth, but if we do, sorry. I know that's it is the middle of early Sunday morning for folks out there. So that is it. Let's see, I talked about some of the songs. We gave you a mystery song. Did we run through this one again? Again, I got to get to a lesson on that. Pat Metheny, one of my favorites. James was, of course, that tune. So, and, oh, I do have one other little piece of thing. Here is something else that back onto the personal note. As some of you may know, I was in Las Vegas last weekend, but I did get a chance to check out, I was mostly there for softball, but I did get a chance to go to a very fancy show, the Cirque du Soleil show, Love, using Beatles tunes. And I gotta say, stunning, a little overwhelming at times. It was very late at night, and there was a little MTV-ishness to it, but still, absolutely stunning. The theater is incredible, the music's incredible, and the performers are unbelievable too. Even checked out a little documentary on it called All Together Now. Once I came home, had to know a little bit more about how that whole thing really happened. So, and odd series of events that when I got back here to Los Gatos, Matt hopped on a plane and went to Las Vegas, and so hopefully tomorrow we'll get a report of his trip to Las Vegas. Maybe caught some shows, maybe just lost pennies in the slots. I know that's what he likes to do. He looks for the places with the penny slot machines. So anyway, that is it for Friday, June 18th. Again, very special. Love you going out to Rebecca, and thanks to everybody else for sticking around with us for a little over a year now. We've been doing this, and it has been a lot of fun. So I will check back with you next week.